A national gun registration database. In most cases, there are no federal laws requiring the registration of a firearm. A national survey found that 66% of the people who responded favor laws requiring every gun owner to register each gun that they own as a part of a national gun registry. Many people mistakenly believe that a registration system already exists in the United States. Firearm registration laws that would require the people to record their ownership of a firearm with a designated law enforcement agency. Those laws could enable law enforcement to identify, disarm, and prosecute violent criminals and individuals illegally in possession of guns. Firearm registration laws and licensing could lead to the identification and prosecution of violent criminals by helping law enforcement quickly and reliably trace firearms recovered from crime scenes. And they would also be able to track stolen guns. Registration laws should also require a gun to be re-registered whenever title to the firearm is transferred. That would only make sense. Gun registration could also help law enforcement retrieve firearms from people who have been legally prohibited from possessing them because of criminal convictions or other restrictions. During the registration process, owners should undergo an additional background check to ensure they are not prohibited from possessing firearms. Registration laws would also help prevent illegal trafficking or straw purchases in which legal purchasers buy firearms from federal firearm licensed dealers, FFL dealers, and illegally resell them to people who want to avoid having the gun traced back to them. Registration is a good method for closing the private sale loophole. It ensures that every person that purchases a gun has undergone a thorough background check. Licensing laws that require a periodic renewal can also help law enforcement confirm that a gun owner remains eligible to possess a firearm. Only 6 states and the District of Columbia require the registration of some or all firearms. Hawaii and the District of Columbia require the registration of all firearms. And New York requires only the licensing of handguns. Only 6 states have a ban on assault weapons, unless the weapon was purchased before the ban was enforced. In conclusion, a universal gun registration database would make a lot of sense. Even though it might not completely get rid of all the gun-related crimes, being able to track the origin of each and every gun would allow us to figure out where the guns used in crimes came from. Even if a gun were stolen, knowing where it was stolen from would be a step in the direction of finding out who stole it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.